Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC, your ultimate home for all things Liverpool FC. We've got huge breaking news coming your way. Liverpool have agreed a major transfer fee. A bold move for Alexander Isak has been rejected. A nightmare debut for one of our loaned-out goalkeepers. And 3 more players could be heading out as Arne Slot leads the summer overhaul. You don't want to miss this explosive update. Like, comments, and hit subscribe to stay locked in with Reds Fusion LFC, YNWA. Liverpool agree transfer fee, green light on 5-year contract. Liverpool have agreed a transfer fee after the player gave a green light on a 5-year contract. He'll now fly out to complete the move. Liverpool continue to do unprecedented levels of business in this transfer window. They've already signed a wealth of players to reshape their first-team squad and certainly aren't finished. Alexander Isak is the dream arrival, even if Newcastle United rejected a formal approach on Friday. It's thought the Reds will wait and see what happens rather than try to force that one going forward. Until then, their focus will be elsewhere. Liverpool need to move players on, many of whom have already been replaced or don't have an obvious future with the club. Darwin Núñez is heavily linked with an exit, while Federico Chiesa and Harvey Elliott could be off. It's not clear whether Ben Doak will remain on the books either, and Ibrahima Konate's expiring contract casts his future into doubt. One player does have a clear future, however, after Liverpool agreed a fee. Tyler Morton set to join Lyon. There have been strong reports in recent days that Lyon wanted to sign Tyler Morton. L'Equipe now claims that deal is fully agreed. Lyon will pay €10 million in base fee, plus up to €5 million in add-ons. It's a relatively low price, but after Morton barely played last season, an understandable one. Morton has already agreed to a 5-year contract with the French side. He'll now fly out there to have a medical and formally sign his deal. And with that, Liverpool sell another homegrown player. It's the 4th such sale in this transfer window after Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kevin Kelleher and Jarell Quansah. That's a situation the Reds must deal with. Squad limits on non-homegrown talents necessitate a healthy number in the squad, but Liverpool continue to sell theirs. However, Morton was unlikely to play any real role in the squad next season. It's possible the club won't directly replace him, then, and will instead leave a spot spare, certainly the most cost-effective option. Alexander Isak transfer latest, bid rejected, Liverpool stance, Newcastle return. Latest Liverpool transfer news and gossip with the latest on the future of Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak. Liverpool are continuing to be linked with a move for Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak. The Reds have already seen an opening offer rejected by Newcastle United for the Sweden international as they attempted to bring the striker to Anfield. Arne Slot and company have returned to Merseyside after their pre-season tour of the Far East. Liverpool will now prepare for their friendly double-header against Athletic Club on Monday, but speculation about a potential move for Isac is still expected to dominate the rumour mill. Liverpool have until September 1 to complete their transfer business for the summer and a move for Isac, if they still wish to do so. The Reds are also due to face Newcastle on August 25 in their second match of the new Premier League season. Here, the Echo takes a look at the latest that has been reported about Liverpool's interest in signing Alexander Isak. Bid latest. As the Echo reported on Friday, Liverpool have seen their opening bid for Isak rejected by Newcastle. It's understood the offer was worth around £110 million, but was swiftly turned down by the Magpies. Liverpool are not currently preparing a second bid for Isak after the swiftness and clarity of the response by Newcastle. Transfer situation changes. After Liverpool had a £110 million bid rejected by Newcastle on Friday, Ian Doyle for the Echo has provided an update on what could happen next. Indeed, there's no truth in claims the Reds have now walked away from interest in Isak, he writes. More accurate is they are taking a step back and seeing how matters develop between the player and Newcastle. The suggestion Liverpool have bottled it from some sources on the northeast is a little strange given the size of the offer would have instantly made Isac the most expensive signing in Premier League history. Isac returns to Newcastle. Sky Sports reported on Saturday that Isac has now returned to Newcastle following his recent trip to Spain. Isac was reported to be working on his fitness at the training base of his former club, Real Sociedad, amid speculation about his future. The Sweden international was left out of the Newcastle squad that travelled to the Far East for their pre-season tour, with the club citing a minor injury issue as the reason for the absence. Liverpool willing to let 3 more stars leave as summer transfer overhaul continues. Liverpool are making big moves in the transfer market after embarking on a huge summer spree, while also letting Trent Alexander-Arnold and Luis Diaz leave the club, and there could be more outgoings. Liverpool could let 3 youngsters leave the club this summer as Lucas Stevenson, James McConnell and Lewis Kumas gain interest from a number of teams. The Reds have been one of the most active clubs in the transfer window after spending nearly £300 million on high-profile stars like Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez and Jeremy Frimpong. There have also been a handful of outgoings after the departures of Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid for £10 million and Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich for around £63.5 million. And the Premier League champions are open to sanctioning more exits for some young players as manager Arne Slot continues to overhaul his squad to keep it in fighting contention for the Premier League title once again. Stevenson has featured in pre-season under Slot and has impressed Slot after being included in the pre-season tour to Asia, but he has interest from Dundee United, Swansea, Reading, Rotherham and Cardiff over a loan move. Aberdeen are also fans of the 21-year-old and are considering a permanent transfer, according to the Liverpool Echo. Meanwhile, McConnell is attracting interest from West Brom, Ipswich, Derby, Oxford, Swansea and French side Metz after impressing for Liverpool in cup competitions in recent years, having caught the eye while starting for the team in a Champions League clash against PSV last season. And Kumas is another player who could be on the move as Norwich, Sheffield United, Hull, Preston, Birmingham and Wrexham all monitor the player. Kumas, who has already made his international debut for Wales, scored on his Liverpool debut in the FA Cup last year during a 3-0 win over Southampton and scored 6 times on loan with Stoke last season. There has even been an approach from La Liga giant Sevilla over Kumas' signature, with the Spanish club looking to rebuild after a relegation battle in 2024-25. It comes as Liverpool work on securing a massive deal for Alexander Isak after seeing a £120 million bid rejected by Newcastle. Isac has already told the Magpies he wants to consider his options this summer and has refused to travel with the team for their pre-season tour in Asia, with manager Eddie Howe admitting the situation is not in my control. Liverpool transfer news: Arne Slot to sanction more exits as big move for Newcastle United's Alexander Isak continues. Liverpool are prepared to sanction the exits of Lucas Stevenson, James McConnell and Lewis Kumas amid interest from a number of teams, the latest report has claimed. The Reds will take on Athletic Bilbao twice on Monday, with Arne Slot keen to get his squad ready for their upcoming clash against Crystal Palace in the Community Shield on August 10. New signings Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike impressed when the Merseysiders beat Yokohama F. Marinos 3-1 on Wednesday, though the duo may not be the only big-money arrivals at Anfield this summer. The club reportedly had a bid in excess of £100 million for Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak rejected, and a second bid could take the club's spending this window above the £400 million mark. It would not be surprising if Isak's potential arrival led to Liverpool attempting to recoup their expenditure through sales, and the Mirror claimed that Stevenson, McConnell and Kumas are attracting significant interest from the Championship and abroad. Who could leave Liverpool this summer transfer window to fund Slot's Isak bid? Stevenson has impressed during pre-season for Liverpool, but he has not yet featured for the club in the top flight, while McConnell and Kumas have played 4 minutes for the Reds in the Premier League combined. It is hard to see any of the 3 being sold for significant sums, though the Merseysiders do have a number of senior players who could raise funds. Luis Diaz was sold to Bayern Munich for a fee in excess of £60 million, and his sale would have undoubtedly helped strengthen the Reds' transfer budget for Isac. Current number 9 Darwin Núñez has routinely been linked with an exit from Anfield, with Al Hilal touted as a possible destination for the forward. Attacker Harvey Elliott will almost certainly want to leave in search of more regular playing time, especially if he has ambitions of making the England squad for the 2026 World Cup. What does the future of Liverpool's team look like? Slot has at times faced criticism for his supposed reluctance to integrate young prospects into his 11. 10 players started at least 28 league games last campaign, but it is important to remember that the Dutchman was still coming to terms with a new team and division, so perhaps he did not feel that he could risk playing young talents. Now that the boss has a season under his belt at Anfield, it is easy to see how the likes of Trey Nyoni could be given minutes in midfield, with the 18-year-old excelling in pre-season. Left-winger Rio Ngumaha will not turn 17 until August 29, but he has already demonstrated that he is able to make an impact in the final third, and fans can expect the teenager to be a key part of the club's long-term future. Liverpool goalkeeper suffers nightmare start to loan after controversial penalty in heavy defeat. Harvey Davies' first game in goal for Crawley Town didn't go to plan, with the Red Devils sitting bottom of the League Two table at the end of the opening day. Liverpool loanee Harvey Davies suffered a nightmare debut at Crawley Town, conceding a penalty within 9 minutes of the start of the new League Two season. The goalkeeper joined Crawley on a season-long loan at the end of June, in a summer of major overhaul in Liverpool's goalkeeping ranks. The 21-year-old has trained regularly with Alisson and co over the last year, but is yet to play a first-team match for the Reds. And his debut for Crawley didn't go to plan, with the Red Devils losing 3-0 against Grimsby Town on Saturday. A tentative and nervous start set the tone for the visitors at Blundell Park. Davies misjudged the flight of a long pass downfield in the early stages and, after stalling, came flying off his line to retrieve the ball. While he did claim the ball, Davies also collided with Kieran Green in the box, and a slightly controversial penalty was awarded, despite the protests of the Crawley players. The keeper could do nothing as Jays Kabia steered the ball into the bottom corner from the spot, nor was he able to get anywhere near a bullet Cameron McJanet header after half an hour. But Davies will feel disappointed with his attempts to stop Evan Cowrey's strike from distance after the break. Despite getting a hand to it, the on-loan Liverpool man was unable to stop it sliding under his grasp and into the net. It was another moment to forget on a difficult first outing for Crawley. The 3-goal loss means Scott Lindsay's side sit bottom of the table on the opening weekend of the season. But there were some positive moments for Davies, who made 2 smart stops to twice keep out Jayden Sweeney. Oddly, his goalkeeper's jersey didn't feature a Crawley badge and was just a plain blue Adidas shirt with a number 1 located where the club crest usually appears. The stint at Crawley is Davies' second loan of his career, having joined Crewe Alexandra for the 2023/24 season. He is one of 3 keepers to leave Liverpool this summer, with Caoimhin Kelleher joining Brentford in a permanent switch and Vyacheslav signing on loan for Ajax. In their place, Georgi Mamardashvili, Freddie Woodman and Armin Pexi are now playing backup to Alisson at Liverpool. For Davies and Crawley, a home match against Newport County beckons next week. As for Liverpool's other loanee in the EFL, Isac Mabaya played 20 minutes in Wigan Athletics' 3-1 win over Northampton Town.